Good morning, boys and girls. It's Thursday, May 14th, and today is our last day of new assignments for this week. So you do have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to finish everything and get it returned back to me. If you want to be done for the weekend, you can finish everything today and then just have your family send me your daily assignment checkoff sheet with their signature. And make sure you finish your Spelling City and your ReadWorks online. Let's go ahead and cover what we're doing today. We're going to work on page 138 in our morning workbook. You have a spelling test to take. If you want to do it today, you can. I suggest studying. If I see that you didn't pass it, I will reassign it for you to try to do it again. ReadWorks, we're going to finish any assignments that we have in ReadWorks, including this week's. And in vocabulary, we have the picture dictionary. So you could turn back in your vocabulary book and go to the back and write your 5 words in your picture dictionary and draw a picture to go with those. We have a grammar test on suffixes, and we'll go over that in just a moment. Writing lesson 8 on Google Classroom for your opinion writing. And that means that we have just 2 more to do next week on that opinion writing. And then we have an Envision Math lesson, topic 13, lesson 13.6. We're going to compare fractions using the number line. And then if you would like to do your social studies and your social studies book or your handwriting, those would be great choices to have. Also, any of the choices on the bottom of our daily assignment sheet are great, as well as the different websites on the side of our Martinez Marvel's classroom page. So the only paper that I need back when you are finished with everything is your daily assignment checkoff sheet. Make sure that you've marked off the work that you did get done. Don't mark work if you didn't do it. And then just have mom or dad sign it and then take a picture and send it to me. You'll be all set. So you have until Sunday night. So you don't have to rush if you need some more time. And let's head down to, so grab your morning workbook. We're on page 138. Let me scooch myself here. Okay. So under language, it says, read the pair of sentences. Do the underlined pronoun and antecedent agree in gender? So what that means is, did the pronoun and the name and the noun that it's replacing stay the same? Like if it was about a girl, did it stay about a girl? If it was about a boy, did it stay stay the same for a boy? So gender meaning boys or girls, male or female. So let's look at number 1. Bert loves bird watching with his aunt. She knows about lots of birds. So she is relating to his aunt. Do these agree as a girl? Are they both representing the girl? Yes or no? Number 2, I'll ride in the kayak with Debbie. He has a lot of experience in the kayak. So he and Deb, do those relate correctly in gender? Brad plays the clarinet. She also plays the oboe. She replacing for Brad. Do those stay with the same gender? And the last one, we saw Tabitha yesterday. We saw her at the school. Her is referring to Tabitha. So would that be a male or a female? Yes or no? Okay. Let me know if you have any trouble with that one, for sure. Draw a quadrilateral that matches the given shape name. So if you would draw a picture of a rhombus in that space, draw a rectangle. Number 7 is a trapezoid. And number 8 is a kite, or I guess a kite and a rhombus are a little bit different. A kite has a smaller top and then the longer bottom for that. So if you need any help with those, remember you have your Math is Fun interactive notebook, and we've already gone over our shapes, so you can go ahead and look at that to get some help if you need to. And then let's go down here to our story. Our question says, write the steps of how a fossil forms in your own words. Number the steps. So you're going to say in your own words, first, this happens. Second, this happens. Third, this happens. Fourth, this happens. Or first, next, then, and last. Any of those. You can do 1, 2, 3, 4, or you can do first, next, then, and last. Or lastly. Let's go ahead and read our story. Fossils help us learn about extinct animals like dinosaurs. Oopsie. Apparently, there we go. We got a little mixed up. Sorry about that. Let's start over. Fossils help us learn about extinct animals like dinosaurs. A fossil can show the shape of a leaf, bone, or bug, but it has no leaf, bone, or bug in it. It's made of rock. An object starts to become a fossil when it gets buried in mud, sand, or crumbled rock. Next, the object breaks down and becomes weak. Then the rock slowly replaces the weak object. When the rock does this, it takes the object's same shape. Then it gets hard and strong. It's now a fossil. So write the steps of how a fossil forms in your own words and number your steps. And when you're finished, show that page to a grown-up at your house so they can double check it and help you if you need to fix anything. And then we're going to work on our suffixes for grammar. So you have a page in your packet to work on. It says on the top, write the meaning of each suffix. So go back. You can go back in your book. Less means what? What does that suffix mean? Lee means what? Means what? Full means what? Okay, so you just write your answer. Then 5 through 10 says write the word with a suffix for each definition. So now they're going to give you the clues and they want you to write the one word that replaces it. So one who sings is called filled with cheer means you are what? You are feeling. Number 7, in a way that is quick. In a way that is quick. Number 8, one who talks. Number 9, without sugar. And number 10, in a way that is kind. All right, so when you finish, show that to a parent at home so they can make sure to go over that with you. And we're going to work on our Envision lesson 13.6. And this will be our last Envision lesson for the year. Can you believe that? Oh my, you guys have been troopers hanging in there doing this from home. So we're going to be on page 704, and I'm going to go to the video, and this big part you can follow along with me on your book. All right.
How can you compare fractions using the number line? Think about this question during the lesson. Talia has 2 different lengths of blue and red ribbon.
Let's rewind that.
More blue?
There we go.
How can you compare fractions using the number line? Think about this question during the lesson. Talia has 2 different lengths of blue and red ribbon. Does she have more blue ribbon or more red ribbon? Look at the numerators and the denominators of each fraction. What is the same about the fractions? What is different?
Okay, so they're both the same height. They're both the same width. They look like they're made of the same material. And so we can compare them because they're very similar. The only thing that we see is different is the color. And then up here it tells us this is worth 2/3 of a yard and this is worth 1/3 of a yard. So that would be one thing we would want to compare. Here we go.
The denominators are the same. The numerators are different. The fractions both refer to 1 yard of ribbon. This is the whole. You can use a number line to compare 1/3 and 2/3. The farther to the right a fraction is on the number line, the greater the fraction. On the number line, 2/3 is farther to the right than 1/3. Which is a correct comparison?
Select your answer.
So we're looking to see which one of these says the same thing. 2/3 is farther to the right than 1/3. So would we say 2/3 is less than 1/3, 1/3 is greater than 2/3, or 2/3 is greater than 1/3? I think we'll try this one. There we go.
Since 2/3 is farther to the right than 1/3, 2/3 is greater than 1/3. What is another way to tell which fraction is greater? When two fractions have the same denominator, the fraction with the greater numerator is the greater fraction.
Okay, so let's give it a try.
You can also use fraction strips to compare the fractions. Drag 1/3 strips to show 2/3 in one row and 1/3 in another row.
Okay, so we're going to drag 1/3 strips to show 2/3 in one row and 1/3 in another row. Okay.
Talia has more blue ribbon than red ribbon. Now you know how you can compare fractions using the number line.
Okay. All right, so let's go back to our Convince Me at the bottom of our page. All right.
Talia has an additional length of green ribbon that measures 3/6 yard. How can you use the number line to compare the length of the green ribbon to the lengths of the blue and red ribbons?
All right, so think about how we could do that. Let me go back to our page here so I can type. All right. Looks like our text size is a little big. Okay, let's see. Well, all right. So a sample we could do, I worked on this one just before we started, so I could have this ready to go. So you can copy down in that space if you want to copy down what I write here. when I use the number line marked into thirds and sixths. So we're showing the thirds and the sixths. So you most likely have the two. All right. So when we do that, I see that 1/3 is equal to 2/6, and 2/3 is equal to 4/6. All right, so we're going to talk about the 3/6 yard of green ribbon is greater than the 1/3 yard of red ribbon, but less than the 2/3 of blue ribbon. Okay. So you can copy that down in your book if you need to. Let's see if I can. There. Right, let's go down here. So remember, you can always pause if you need more time. And let's put a text box in here so we know we're going to be typing. All right, it says, when two fractions refer to the same whole, what do you notice when the denominators you are comparing are the same? All right, so I can compare their numerators or use one number line Okay, I can use one to compare them. Okay, so I can compare their numerators or use one number line to compare them. So I can do a number line and mark them off and see. All right. Number 2, write a problem that compares two fractions with different numerators. All right. So one would be, I could do 1/3 is less than 2/4. Okay. All right. So at the top, compare fractions using less than, greater than, or equal to. And so we're showing 2/4 compared to 2/3. So we can see that 2/4 is a little bit bigger. So we'll make our arrow 2/3. Oopsie. So 2/4 is less than 2/3. You can see right here, 2/3 is farther over to the right. Okay, on this one, 2/6 and 1/3. Those would be equal. All right, find 5/8 and 3/8. So we know that 5/8 is going to be greater than 3/8. All right, let me know if you have any questions on these. All right, so use the number line to compare the fractions. Write greater than, less than, or equal to. So 1/4 is what compared to 3/4? It is less than 3/4. Number 7, 4/6 compared to 3/6. 4/6 is bigger than 3/6. All right, and then 1/2 and 2/4 we have equal. They're both in the same spot. And 1/3 and 1/8. So 1/3 is greater than 1/8. All right. Okay, so we're going to use this chart right here, money saved. So in March, they saved $14. In April, they saved $11. And in May, they saved $22. Okay, so this one says, Randy wants to save $39. The table shows how much money he has saved. Explain how you can use estimation to decide if he has saved enough money. So we're going to estimate. So in month of March, he saved 14. In the month of April, he saved 11. And in the month of May, he saved $22. All right, so we need a little text box here. All right. So I was putting in here, you can round the amounts for each month to the nearest $10. And then add okay, period. Okay, so then you'd have $10. You'd have $10 plus $10 plus, what do we have here? $20. So round that up to 20. Goodness. All thumbs. All right. This will equal 10 plus 10 plus 20 would equal $40. Okay. Since the rounded amounts are less than the actual amounts, he has enough. Okay. And copy that down if you'd like to. And you could pause it right now if you don't want to hear the next one. But if you're ready for the next one, we're going to go to that one. All right. Scott ate 2/8 of a fruit bar. Annie ate 4/8 of a different fruit bar. Can you tell who ate more of the fruit bar? Is it Scott or Annie? And explain. All right. So no, we can't really tell who ate more because the two fruit bars are the whole things. So I do not know if the two fruit bars are the same size because we can't really compare if they're not the same size. So I cannot tell which fraction is greater. It's tricky questions. All right. So Matt and Adara have identical pieces of cardboard for an art project. Matt uses 2/3 of his piece. Adara uses 2/6 of her piece. Who uses more, Matt or Adara? Draw two number lines to help explain your answer. Okay, so we can see that Matt uses more because 2/3 is greater than Not greater than. 2/3 is to the right of 2/6. If I put that right. Matt uses more because 2/3 is to the right of 2/6 on the number line. Okay. Number 13. Some friends shared a pizza. Nicole ate 2/8 of the pizza. So that's 2 pieces out of 8 pieces. So that's right there. And then Nicole ate 2/8 of the pizza. Chris ate 1/8 more than Johan. Mike ate 1/8 of the pizza. Johan ate 1/8 more than Mike. Wow. Who ate the most pizza? Wow, that's a lot. So let's read it one more time. Some friends shared a pizza. Nicole ate 2 out of 8 pieces of the pizza. Chris ate 1 out of the 8 pieces of pizza, more than Johan. Mike ate 1/8 of the pizza. Johan ate 1/8 more than Mike. Who ate the most pizza? Okay, so we'd see that was 2/8 for that last one. Okay. All right, so our answer, I wish I could hear your answers, everyone. So the answer I have here, Matt uses more because 2/3 is to the right of 2/6. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can get that too. Okay. Inez has 2 rows of plants. There are 8 plants in each row. Each plant has 3 flowers. How many flowers are there in all? Okay. So each plant has 3 flowers. There are 2 rows of the plants, and in each row there are 8. So we know that there are 8 in this row, 8 in the second row. 8 plus 8 is 16. And each plant has 3 flowers. So 16 times 3, or 16 plus 16 plus 16. We can do that. And so our answer would turn out to be 48 hours. Number 15. Daniel has walked 3/4 of a mile. Theo has walked 5/8 of a mile. Complete the number lines to show these fractions. All right, so let's see if we can get this to cooperate today. So we have 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4. And this one we have 1/8, 2/8, 8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, 8/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So that one's broken into 8. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. Okay. Okay, there's 5/8, and then 3/4 is over here. All right, so how do we compare those? So it says here, use the number lines to compare the fractions. Write a comparison statement using less than, greater than, or equal to. Explain how you used the number lines. Okay. All right. All right, so we can say that 3/4 is greater than 5/8. We can see that because we divided I divided the number line into fourths. So I divided the number line into fourths and eighths. Period. Okay. Whoops, a daisy. We aren't done yet. Goodness sakes. If it isn't one thing, it's the next, isn't it, guys? It may not let me put the rest of my answer on here. It doesn't look like it's going to cooperate with me. Let me try to get my mouse on here. Yep, that's all it's going to let me say. So I just had said I labeled the fractions. So you can label the fractions right here. I'm putting 3/4 and 5/8. All right, so on your homework, you can use those pages we've just done. You can draw number lines to compare whether they are greater than, less than, or equal to. And you just find them on the number line. So like 7/8, we look here, and 4/8 is here. So which one is bigger? 7/8. So it's greater than 4/8. It always bites the bigger one. Comparing there. And then we have some about shapes. We have to use the nearest hundred. We've got some fractions here and fractions here. And our higher order thinking, it sounds like it's very similar to ours. And then number 14, Molly's dad is grilling burgers. He uses 1/4 pound of beef in each burger for Molly and her mother. He uses 1/3 of pound of beef to make a burger for himself. So you're going to use those number lines there to compare, and then you're going to explain how you use the number line on that. All right. And then we have this interactive notebook page that you can do afterwards, where we're going to use the number line to compare the fractions, use relation symbols, meaning greater than, less than, or equal to complete the expression. Okay, so I can use a number line to compare fractions. So 2/6, let's find 2/6, it's right here, compared to 1/3. They're in the same spot, aren't they? So greater than, less than, or equal to. 3/4, let's find 3/4, and then let's go find 3/8. Okay, greater than, less than, or equal to. 1/6 compared to 1/4. And lastly, 2/3 compared to 5/8. That one's a close one. All right, so let's go back. Sorry for the scrolling. Try to go back quickly. All right, let's go back to our checkoff sheet. Make sure you have your Spelling City assignments finished and your test finished and all of these things here finished off. And then you're going to go to your daily assignment checkoff sheet and mark off everything that you've gotten done this week, and then have mom and dad sign it and send it to me. If you have everything finished, you don't have to do any more work over the weekend. And if you're not finished, you have time to finish those up. So please let me know if you have any questions. I'm working on some fun stuff for next week. And we'll probably be doing several Zoom meetings next week as well. So I'm excited about it. I hope it'll be fun for you. And it's a little bit like what we would have done if you were in class with me. So we'll talk about that more as next week gets closer. All right, I'm here for you. If you have any questions, let me know. Make sure that you get your daily assignment sheet turned into me, because that's how I can show attendance and grades as well. And I hope you have a great weekend, and I will talk to you on Monday morning. All right, thanks, guys.